Okay, so I would like the applicants to please introduce themselves, and the departments will follow suit.
Okay, I'm Moses Ogunaike, I'm the team leader.
Professor, my name, study.
Ola Dimitri, Ola Dotson, MOE Partners Limited, environmental consultants.
James Wong, Pacha, environmental consultants.
Ikeja GRA, Minister of the Environment and Water Resources. Minister of Environment and Water Resources.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Oshari Kaluku, Staff Minister of Environment and Water Resources. Thank you.
Commissioner for the Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokugawa, ably represented by my colleague, Mr. Richard Solomon. The panelist, Engineer Said Lawal, and other panelists in absentia. The project proponent and indeed the project consultant, More Planet, it's nice to have you here this morning. My colleagues in the Secretariat and my colleagues in the audience, I say good morning to all of us. Well, it's an honor to find myself chairing this meeting this morning. And like the Honorable Commissioner's Rep has said, our job is cut out for us. He has spelled out what we're supposed to do. We're expected to critically evaluate the content of the EIA report for its technical adequacy or otherwise, and make appropriate recommendations to the Honorable Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources as to its adequacy for approval or otherwise. I can assure you, Honorable Commissioner, that we will do just that. I'm also confident that the Ministry has also done a thorough review of the report, and their comments also help in facilitating the production of a robust EIA report that all of us are proud of. So on this note, I want to say thank you for having us here this morning, and trust that in good time we'll be able to complete this assignment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Next on the agenda is the project's EIA brief, which is going to be done by the panel, Secretariat. Pass the mic to.
Good morning, everyone. Brief on the project's EIA for the proposed extension of courtyard from Marriott Hotel at plot J123B, Ogunaike Street, Ikeja GRA, Ikeja Local Government of Lagos State, by Mr. Marriot Hospitality Limited. On the 16th June 2024, Mr. Marriot Hospitality Limited applied to the Ministry for Environmental Impact Assessment EIA permit in respect of the proposed extension of courtyard and Marriott Hotel development at plot J123B, Ogunaike Street, Ikeja GRA, Ikeja Local Government of Lagos State. Following the receipt of the EIA studies term of reference and registration of the proposed project by the government, the project site was inspected on Friday, 16th August 2024 by officials of the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources as part of the initial environmental evaluation (EIE) of the proposal. The following were observed at the site during the IE site verification exercise. 1. The proposed project site is a fenced parcel of land and shares the same perimeter boundary with the existing Marriott Hotel facility. The proposed project site as at the time of visit consisted of primary vegetation such as grasses and shrubs, and is located at plot J123B, Ogunaike Street, Ikeja. It falls on geographical coordinates 6.58 427 degrees north and 3.34910 east. The project is accessible via the Ogunaike Road. The road connects the Mobolaji Bank and Tony in the eastern axis, and the Ikeja GRA Way in the western end. The proposed project is a mixed land use environment comprising residential, commercial, and institutional development. As at the time of visit, there was no evidence of archaeological sites within and the immediate environment of the proposed project site. The project had not commenced as at the time of inspection. 3. The EIA study stamp of reference was consequently approved by the ministry, and the proponent was directed via a letter dated 3rd September 2024 to proceed with the EIA study covering a one-season data gathering in respect of the project, taking into consideration all key and sub-components of the proposed project. The ministry then received both the hard and soft copies of the project's draft EIA report from the proponent on the 29th January 2025 for consideration. As part of the consideration of the draft EIA report, as well as the need to obtain the input of experts and relevant developmental project approving ministries in the Lagos State, the permanent secretary on the 19th of February 2025 constituted a 5-man panel to review and examine the adequacy of the EIA reports and make recommendations to the ministry for an informed decision on the project's EIA, which is holding presently at the LCCI Event Center along Nuruddin Olopopo Avenue, Alausa, Ikeja. The panel members include the following: the director / the head of the Environmental Assessment Department of the Ministry, Mr. Sojuni Olasukomi, the panel chairman; the representative of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Solomon Joseph; the representative from the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Services, a civil engineer, Engineer Lawal Said, and the representative of the chairman, Ikeja Local Government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the project technical details of engineering EIA study by Macfoley Hospitality Limited.
Can I appeal that we give like an additional 5 minutes so that our colleagues who are not, at least one of them can be part of this? Because if that presentation, they won't get to hear anything.
Okay, sir.
And we'll be limiting them to the way these people have read the report. It's possible because of the way that we get additional information that we provided. If the proponent and the consultant are not angry at us, and we have additional 5 minutes to wait for them. Do you have your consensus? Yes. Thank you very much. So we will wait for 5 minutes and see how many.
That's 300 seconds. Or if you want more.
So thank you. I thought you said the local government is around before. Or is it only?
have the representative of the Ikeja local government, Mr. Ikeja GRA somewhere. Welcome, sir. I think now the document, Mark Foley of the Certificate, you can come for can give a presentation on the technical details on engineering and the EIA study. Yes. You have 30 minutes.
So we will strongly recommend that maybe you can do technical details like 10 minutes, the environmental part maybe like 20 minutes. So that is in your hands.
Good morning once again. Standing on the existing protocol, let me recognize the chairman of this group and the representative of the Honorable Commissioner. I am Ogunaike Street. We run us through the presentation we have within the time stipulated for us 30 minutes. So this is the draft environmental impact assessment report for Mafuli Hospitality Limited Marriott Hotel by Marriott as named. We all know the brand, hotel brand Marriott. While the discussion continues, we will elaborate more on this. So the introduction. Mafuli Hospitality Limited is proposing the development of a 9-floor building to be named Courtyard and Marriott at this location, plot J123B, Ogunaike Street, Ikeja GRA. The development is an expansion to the existing Marriott Hotel, located on plot J123A. If you are familiar with that corridor, the Marriott Hotel is an imposing structure there, and it's one of the top hospitality facility in Ikeja as a whole. Majority of development along Ogunaike are commercial, especially, and we have dominance of hotel hospitality facilities. Some of the hotels that is there, we have Saffron Hotel, we have 9. Okay, excuse me. The objective, we have 5 highlighted on the screen. Conduct a baseline survey of the ecosystem structure, the assist project design and planning, assess and predict all possible and potential impacts, identify environmental regulations, and recommend mitigation measures. So the scope, 9 are listed, and they are on the screen there. Review the literature, analyze data obtained from the study area, identify, evaluate adverse environmental impacts, identify health hazards, and subsequently it was stated to the declaration of the EIA report, and the final leg is to obtain approval for the EIA. The justification. Lagos State will continue to attract huge investment by government and private sector. This is well known. Increased level of infrastructure development and pressure of urbanization and continue to reduce the expected positive impacts. So the initiative to expand the top grade hotel by the promoters of Ikeja Marriott is one of the efforts strengthening the state's hospitality and entertainment sector. The proposed expansion is keeping in line the land use zoning for the area, which is permissible as long as the town planning principles and regulations in the state apply. So the description of the project, this data is highlighted in the architectural drawing that was submitted to LASPA, Lagos State Physical Planning Planning Authority. And I think approval for this is almost ready as well. So the design for the building, the hotel building, cover 47% of the site. while the regulated maximum coverage is 60 by Lagos State government regulation. The development will consist of 102 hotel rooms, suites, designed from 6 floors. While the building is 9 floors, so you have categories of uses in the initial 3 floors of the building. There are also office spaces, 5 in all, designed for the ground floor. Especially as a top-rated hotel facility, there are different categories of rooms. We all should know this. So, project presentation. So this is showing the location of the site within the local setting. Majority of the area coverage by this satellite imagery is Ikeja GRA. The red portion is where the site sits. Where next to it, by the right, is the existing Marriott facility. To the left side of the screen, where you have the green, that's the Ikeja Golf Club. And this equally highlights, this takes the subject site within the district. It's a larger view of Ikeja as a whole. This transcends a bit, this transcends Ikeja GRA a bit. It even extends to after the Lagos Abeokuta Expressway to the left, and then Mobolaji Park continuing to the right. So the subject site is seated as highlighted in red. So this is the photograph of the existing Marriott. This is the parent facility, and I think I should mention that the Marriott brand has gained so much ground in recent years. Their patronage has continued to increase in leaps and bounds, and that essentially necessitated the development of this adjoining and additional development to satisfy its numerous plans. So this is some. Next few slides will show some of the architectural design of the hotel. This is the site plan. That's the proposed building. The circulation is shown, the driveway into the property, and we have the Ogunaike Street. The movement of vehicles is highlighted in dotted lines. And one other information is that this facility will be connected to the parent Marriott. And there are two points. There are 2 gangways that will connect this new development to the existing one. It will be shown clearer in a few slides. So key project activities. As expected, the pre-construction phase, and I think that is where we are mostly at this moment. Then after getting all the approvals from all agencies of Lagos State government, we move to construction. Then after construction, operation then begin, and the commissioning and development is also included. So building and civil works. Building and civil works. After just operational to the commissioning stages, except the construction. The proponent is expected to have an agreement with the contractor registered by Lagos Waste Management Tourism. The beauty of this project is that there is an existing crop of consultants, service providers that the parent hotel is using. So since the same management will control this next one, so whatever agreement they have with their pre-existing contractors and service providers will be extended. Facility maintenance supervisor shall be responsible for collection, segregation of waste, which the parent company has been doing. It will also be intensified in this new development. Waste shall definitely be segregated and stored in appropriately color-coded bins for better and comprehensive waste management. Definitely, as we have known, Marriott is a big brand worldwide. They have they have a modus operandi that is even beyond what you can consider this Nigerian national standards. They are far and beyond that in the operations of their business. Description of physical and socio-economic environment. The panel secretariat gave a very detailed brief. It aligns with, it is what the process was. We witnessed the process together, so their report was concise. Data after giving us the clearance to go ahead, data samples were collected on August 15, 2024. And as he said, it's representing the wet season data. Collection and analysis of samples were carried out by SAG and accredited environmental consultants and average services company. A multidisciplinary team of experts comprising ecologists, chemists, soil scientists, urban planner, sociologists were involved, including the social and economic surveys. So some of the findings is what the following few slides will highlight. The gaseous pollutants, air quality characteristics, first of all, the gaseous pollutants considered carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, there oxygen and nitrogen oxide. Carbon monoxide, the observed concentration range between 0.08 to 1.03 parts per million. The mean value was 0.29 with a standard deviation of 0.37. The measured carbon monoxide at the project site and construction stations does not vary significantly. So the summary is that there is consistent and low mean of the carbon monoxide at the site, both at the site and the control station, indicates good air quality. So the conditions are favorable for air and do not pose significant related risks to CO exposure. And really, that part of Ikeja GRA, the project is located. Ogunaike is safe part of the relatively calm axis of Ikeja GRA. The traffic there is minimal, source of pollution are very minimal. So this result is as expected. So carbon dioxide, the observed value 2, it is very accessible. Nitrogen oxide, the observed value is accessible. It has oxygen. There are no substantive variation in the O2 values across the sample locations. The results of the chemical analysis results were attached in the report, and it is appropriately signed. So, based on the air quality characteristics, the environment is very okay for this development. Those air quality measures that could have become problematic, they are the volatile organic components, we have the methane, hydrogen sulfide, they were not even detected at all. So that environment is relatively, in fact, stable range. The PM10 is also within an acceptable range. It's also within an acceptable range. There was no difference between the observed project site particulate and the control values. The results were presented in the report for further scrutiny if so desired. Ambient noise measurement. This is far lower than the regulated mean, even by the Federal Ministry of Environment, for exposures over either 1 hour exposure or 8 hours per day exposure. This is with the values obtained at the site range between 52.8 and 63.6 as against the 105 decibel for 1 hour exposure. So this is equally acceptable. And this is also a testament to the fact that even the existing Marriott Hotel, despite that it is right there beside it, do not interfere. There is no noise generation that will interfere with the environment. Flora and fauna, you also mentioned what we have on site. There are grasses, there are shrubs. Fauna, reptiles, definitely, lizard, Adama lizard, we have spiders, there are insects, definitely. We have birds who have nested in that environment. So, surface water, Uluyalaru was the nearest surface water that was studied. It's within the 3 kilometer radius of the site. All water, it was extracted and tested. The result also was perfect. Socio-economic characteristics, electricity supply, definitely. The corridor is serviced by Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company. Water supply connected to public water means, but the hotel to depend more on underground water extraction for its activities until the services of Lagos Water Operation is improved and supply is improved. Telecommunications, yes, all the major networks are operational and their networks are well received. Solid waste generation and management. Ikeja GRA is one of the districts where PSP operators are more efficient. So waste collected in the assets definitely are transported to Orishosun landfill site. Waste collection and disposal in the project area is efficient, as no spill or overflow being cited. In fact, one of the photographs that I believe is in the natural report, the 2 views of the street, Ogunaike Street, at different points, and you can see a very clean and tidy street. Well, Marriott will not operate in an environment that is subpar to their standards. Security and safety, we know that there is heavy presence of Nigerian police facilities in the immediate area. Headquarters of the Lagos State Command is less than 2 kilometers. Officers of the Lagos State Command patrol various streets in the area at different times of the day. And because of the kind of patronage Marriott attracts, and you even see a lot of security patrol vehicles, security patrol vehicles around the existing Marriott Hotel. We have a lot of VIP lodging at the hotel. So that street, Ogunaike Street, is a well secured area by police and other security agencies. The proponents of the project is strengthening the security, the installation of CCTV camera. Oh, do I ask us? Okay. The proponents will strengthen the security with the installation of CCTV camera at strategic points of the facility. So, in continuation, yes, at the district level, we have other hotels highlighted earlier. There are shopping centers, there are restaurants, there are eateries. All these will work in synergy with the dominant hotel brands that are along the Ogunaike Street. So the impact assessment of this project, construction phase impacts, we have divided into construction, the operations, and even the decommission to study those impacts on those three categories. Impact on air qualities. Definitely, when the construction is ongoing, there will be likely disturbance to the current air quality status of the area. So, the mitigation measures that the proponents will adopt to reduce these are listed. Machinery. Amongst this, we listed a few, it will be more than this. The exhaustive list is provided in the report. All machinery to be used for construction purposes will be as standard. The construction is being awarded to a very reputable company, in fact, an international company, and so the construction will be at the very best. Acoustic lighting and sanitary will be used in equipment wherever possible. Transport vehicles and construction equipment. Yes, and construction equipment through machinery will be properly maintained to reduce air emissions. You know, the construction, the management of Marriott will not even allow any construction activity to disturb the existing facility because, you know, this project is sitting right next to its facility. So everything possible will be done so that the comfort of the existing hotel is not affected at all. Foundation works, definitely it will affect the community a bit, especially with noise vibrations being generated from the pioneer activities. Transportation of construction materials will generate some noise in that environment. So the mitigation measures that the proponent has committed to apply, that the construction activities that will generate noise will be restricted to the daylight between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Workers operating equipment that generates noise, definitely we have protective gear. Construction activities will be restricted to daytime. No construction whatsoever will be undertaken during the night. Soil quality, vegetation clearance is minimal, but all the same, there will be some clearance. Excavation works for construction of the building will be done. Likely spillage, leakage of engine oils may be bound to happen. Fuels from vehicles, equipment, generators, and all that. The mitigation measures, earth work will be minimized. Be avoided completely during the wet season. Maintenance servicing of vehicles is important and to be carried out at designated spaces which have paved surface to prevent oil leakage seeping to the ground. Impact on water quality, earthworks will be minimized and avoided during the wet season, especially when there is rain, you know, when the ground is wet and there is possibility to generate runoff. Fuels will be stored in designated area on site. These are all construction phase impacts and their attendant mitigation measures. Soil will be generated during site preparation and construction work. Definitely will include construction waste, scaffolding, forms, box, waste, edge material. So the site waste management plan is being prepared. Special attention will be given to minimize quantities of generated waste. You know, one of the modus operandi of the contractor is to, of the building contractor, is to construct many of the parts of the building as to construct it outside the facility. You just bring to the facility and mount not from this. Most of their walls will not be constructed right from scratch at the site. Fire hazard is bound to happen. The firefighting training will be provided to workers. Definitely, the main contractor for the project is well equipped in this regard. Move to operation phase impact, air quality, emissions. The major source of emission will be from air conditioning and emissions from electricity power generators. So regular maintenance of generators and operational vehicles of the hotel services will attenuate the impact. And even in these times, contemporary times, the gas used by most of the generators of the ACs are of better quality and ozone friendly. So the emissions from ACs is not expected to impact negatively on the environment. Noise, yes, is to be generated from other activities within the facility, but it will also be regulated. Operational facing water quality, installation of high pressure low nozzles on spray washers, this is part of the mitigation measures, proper solid waste receptacle and storage containers, so that waste do not find its way into the public drains and contaminate parts of Ikeja and maybe Ogunaike Street and other water receptors. A regular checkup on the drainage system is important and to be carried out by the proponent. Generation waste bins, yes, will be sufficiently provided for collection and disposal of waste. Indeed, as I said, some of what we have highlighted will be is part of what is part of the core business activity of the hotel, the brand. It's basic housekeeping for the hotel, so it will be managed successfully. So the environmental management plan, we have tables there that state both for the construction, the operation phase. Let's go to the kitchen and guest rooms. Procedures for spill preventive measures to be developed, water saving equipment, such as ultra low flush toilets, nozzle sprays, flow shower heads, infrared and ultrasonic sensor types will be used in the hotel, and it will be throughout the operation period. The investment will be minor, so fully hospitality limited, the component will assist that this is executed. Energy conservation, there's no gainsaying. The hotels who knew, they know that they need to conserve energy so as to lower the operational costs. So they have been doing this, they will continue to do this. At the third bullet under energy conservation, air conditioning with R410 gas will be used to minimize ozone depletion. I've mentioned this earlier. Operation service, water quality, regularly test the wastewater and treated water. Definitely, the brand, the host international, foreign citizens, even more than local people. So, their water should even be beyond the minimum international standards for potable water use. So they will actively do this. Human activities, security will be provided, regular check on the electricity supply system definitely. Lifeguards will be appointed for the swimming pool. The site now will be provided with making. So everything, the management plan here is a broader scope of the mitigation measures which are activity specific that was mentioned earlier. So this is a broader scope, and the hotel is committed to implement this to the letter and even beyond this standard. Let's go to the corporate social responsibility. I think we were meant to be aware that the representatives of the resident association will be here, but for Joel Ogunaike, okay, if they are not, so
we wrote to Ikeja GRA as a whole, so to their resident association.
Okay, sir. So, the Marriott brand has been a very cooperative and responsible organization throughout the length of its stay and operations at Ogunaike. They will continue on this, and in fact, they have all these years of their operation have no challenge with the resident association or whatever authority, even to the state government. The company, fully limited, have complied with everything that the government has them to do. So, as a result of this new project, they will still improve on what they have been doing. And part of what they are committed to do, and even to do better, is to donate to non-governmental organizations with a worthy cause. They are to raise, they train, establish a workplace culture where marriage issues do not arise. They effect extensive compliance adherence to laws and regulations about procurement tasks, continue compliance to environmental regulations. This they have done very successfully. You know, as been said, their operations do not need, the effectiveness of their operations is not limited to the boundaries of their property. In fact, the entire street is their area of influence.
Less than 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm almost through, sir. There's 2 slides to end. So, the commissioning and abandonment plans. The EIA process requires that projects of this nature contain an environmentally sound decommissioning plan. So, the development of the project has specific activities with a lifespan hinged on certain considerations, which include basis of design, construction materials, availability of raw materials, market, regulatory acceptance of the end product, which are mostly the buildings, infrastructure facilities, and facility maintenance and technological development. So, definitely, a building of this magnitude will not, the commissioning plan will not be demolition. It will be rehabilitated, it will be components that needed to be fixed will be fixed. But as it is, the project life of this particular building at the minimum is 35 years. So before even the end of 35 years, there will be ongoing refurbishment and upgrade. So conclusion, the effects of the impacts identified as having potentially moderate and has significant consequences will also be either eliminated or minimized. Suitable mitigation measures have been designed for each of these potential negative impacts, which are very, very few. Detailed waste management plan that assures responsible and environmentally acceptable handling of waste generated by the proposed hotel will also be implemented as it is done in the existing hotel. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. During your presentation, one of the panel joined us, the person of Sir Joseph, the Lagos State Fire Service.
Fire and rescue.
Fire and Rescue Service. Thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, comments, observations, question on the project? I'll pass this to Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for doing a good job. I think we should give Marriott another round of applause for the presentation. Okay, so we've listened to the presentation and probably we are taking notes. The session we are in is just to take comments or questions, ask for clarifications where there are needs for strictly on the presentation. Strictly with respect to the presentation. If you have comments on the report, there will be time for presentation of comments from those of us who have read the report. But with respect to the presentation, there are areas of clarification that you require. That's where we are now. So we'll start with the audience first, if there are, before we get to the secretariat and then the panelists.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Say your name.
My name is Ogunaike and Mr. Ladinichi, a lot of thanks for that wonderful presentation. But I have a little observation and a question at the same time. As you said, the hotel, we have like one or two hotel rooms. So, but we didn't mention anything about car park. For you to have an hotel of 1 and 2 rooms, so you should be expecting a very huge population. But you did mention how the users of those hotels will be managed in terms of their vehicles and all of that. So that is an observation. Then what if you should have a car park? What is the maximum capacity of the car park? Then you also mentioned that there will be office space at the ground floor. What is the staff strength of your what is your staff strength? Like, people that will be working in the hotel, what is the numbers? And what is the duration? Like if you start the project, what will be when do you intend to finish the project? Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you are taking notes, sir. That is the project schedule. It's asking for the timeline for the project. You can speak to the mic, sir. Speak to the mic.
I noticed that the gases you observe on the sites, I noticed that when you were relating your values, you didn't references to any standards. Those international.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. My name is Mrs. Ogunaike. During your presentation, you did not mention the estimated cost of the project and who is funding the project. Thank you.
Marriott is hiding that from us. Secretariat. Go to secretariat first before we come back. Any question? Any
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I will just talk about one aspect. When you are presenting like this, the EIA is guided by a certain regulatory framework. We expected that some of this framework that you consider should be presented. We didn't do that.
They didn't consider any. That's what it means.
So, particularly our own Lagos State Environmental Management and Protection Law 2017. So we expected that we will present it and discuss it how it is relevant to the proposed project. Then, when you're also presenting the project description, you didn't see much of the details. It is part of the project activities. It is when you present that you can be able to tell us that we have really assessed the impact. So next time, it was expected that we should also present that. Then, in the description of the project environment, I was confused because you didn't define the EIA study area. I know that in the sampling regime that we gave you after the site verification, we asked you to follow certain procedures, certain distance, which we mentioned during the presentation of our comments. So we didn't define that. But we were expecting that you would do that. Let me just stop this. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Analyst. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for your presentation. I have a few questions here, and I believe some of my colleagues have asked some of the questions. Number one, you did not define the area of influence for the EIA study. You didn't tell us the timeline for the project activity. You just went to results. You didn't tell us how sampling was done. There was no sampling map indicating location where your sampling was taken. Then your socioeconomy, no methodology was stated in the report. How did you conduct your socioeconomy study? Was it through focused discussion, questionnaires? Was not discussed at all in the report. Then in the presentation, then your EMP, you just went straight to operational phase. What of the pre-construction and construction phase of the project? Were there no, there is need for you to discuss that in your EMP, and it is important because impact from such activity needs to be mitigated. Then on the technical aspect, I did not hear, there was no discussion on it at all. About you will be doing piling, the type of piling you are going to be doing there, how you are going to prevent it from affecting neighboring existing facility in the environment was not discussed at all in your presentation. Thank you for now.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? For now? Okay. Any comment for now? You are good.
Just one.
Okay. I knew you would talk about CSR.
But this time I'm not going to because I know. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the presentation is fine, and we listened to you. It's a good one. But then, during this period when you are mentioning those things, the facilities that you are going to provide within your hotel, having such kind of hotel, very big one, and there was about 120 something rooms, then it means you are going to have a lot of clients, a lot of customers that will coming to your place, either for business or they want to do. But in case of emergency, there is no area that's designated as a muster point during this in case of emergency. There is no muster point, and this one is very, very important. And you also mentioned about waste treatment plants, and the size, the type that you are going to provide was not also stated during this thing. This is, I think that's also important. I know Lasepa will also take that lightly with you. You must know the kind of wastewater treatment you want to build and the size as well. The issue of CSO, anyway, you mentioned that you are going to do some for the local government. When it's time to talk about that, I'm more chairman will permit me to say something about it. Thank you.
I must allow you. Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. Let me join my colleagues to commend you for a well elaborated presentation. First, that a professor, no matter how good your thesis are, he will still find some things to still bring out to make it better. A few comments in addition to what my colleagues have said. You obviously compare your noise values with FMEA values for either 8 hours of occupational exposure of 90 decibel and 1 hour exposure. Maybe I should also add that you need to have compared that values with NESREA's noise values for various land uses. NESREA has noise level values for mixed-use areas, either residential and commercial together, or commercial and industrial. They have values that you should compare them with, so that you can know whether you are actually within the limit or there is any form of non-compliance. Because it will be amazing to think that in the entire that stretch, noise levels are within the limits. We have other facilities, they're not just the hotel. And there is a possibility that there could be cumulative impacts when it comes to noise. Okay, so that will be important. You just told us the project lifespan now, 35 years. Because I was wondering why you did not discuss the impact for a decommissioning phase. So maybe the project will never be decommissioned or be rehabilitated or be. So even if you are going to do rehabilitation, there will be impacts. And that is why the impacts must be anticipated, because EIA is an anticipatory exercise. You must anticipate those impacts and document them. If you are doing rehabilitation, you may be removing one window to put another window, you may be breaking some tiles or breaking this, there will be impacts. So that should be considered. I didn't get to hear, or maybe I was not concentrating, how you intend to power the facility. I didn't get to hear. Are you going to national grid? If you are going to national grid, then that will have impact on energy supply to the GRA. So there will be impact on the people living in GRA in terms of power consumption. So that should be quantified, that should be taken care of. Except if you are going to go strictly from your own source of power. So we need to know whether Marriott is planning to have an independent power plant, so that we can come and do the EI for that one. That's our job. I mean, we have another job. So we want to take note of that. Or if they are going to be running on generators, I'm not sure they run on generator 24/7. If they are running on generator, what kind of generator? Is it going to be gas fired or diesel fired? And then if it's diesel fired, we need to quantify the impact on the environment in terms of air quality and all the rest. So source of power is important. Traffic. I know Joel Ogunaike because I want to give you a demo. And so on that axis is Marriott, you are bringing another one. On the same axis you have yellow sheets, the same Joel Ogunaike. Yellow sheets, for instance, 25 Joel Ogunaike. So if you have that axis have a lot of commercial activities. In fact, if you go to yellow sheets on its own, their vehicles, their car park is not enough. It's even overflow to the road. So have you taken note of, I'm expecting that I will have heard that you did traffic counts. There was a traffic count and there was a traffic impact assessment that was conducted, and that you were able to come up with a plan as to how the traffic will be managed. Are you going to be, is your ingress Ogunaike and your ingress is Ogunaike, or is there going to be an alternative anywhere? All of these are things that we need to get to know. And naturally, I was expecting that you clear my fears with respect to traffic. But maybe all of that is in the report. Let's hope so. Let me wait until we get to presentation of the comments from the report.
take us on a very brief of the kind of foundation we intend to do. You understand? Then plus or minus, so that we have an idea of what it's going to carry the weight of the structure you intend to do. Unfortunately, you didn't know that. And along the line, I think Mr. Head of Secretariat made mention of something of such, but you've not responded to it. Why, I don't know. But by and large, let's now go to where you talk about your treatment plans. I believe it must have been inside your report, but probably because of time. The presenter was unable to let us know. Now, from your existing structure on ground, can you give me the capacity of your treatment plant?
The one we agree.
The one operation.
I can be had.
Well, yes.
The one we're going to have here now is about 63 meters per day.
The one you are proposing for this one is what, 60 cubic meters
Per day.
and how many? Because we are talking of if one has a problem, you hold on to that one, then switch to another one. So are you having two of 60?
No, the whole thing is 60.
The whole thing is 60.
Yeah.
So how do you intend to manage?
So even that 60, as we have it, is in two partitions. Two of them will work in simultaneously. But if there is a problem with one side of it, or maybe.
Sorry, come on. Please say I do. Please say I do. Tell me that cost approvals. So I want to know if the cost approvals service if you have some drawings which includes the drawing, mechanical drawing, so can be created in source. So you can add input the drawing, so you can make necessary comments
for the client?
On the yes. Thank you.
It's a requirement, I'm sure you know. Yeah, because it's a high-rise building. It's asking if you have submitted to the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service mechanical drawings and even electrical drawings. For them to make input and advise where are you putting fire alarm, where are you putting this, where are you putting, and you need to get, so it's asking. And that's why we brought them. Even if you get our approval letter, you will see clearly it's written there. 3 agencies you must get approvals from approval letter. Last part, you will get that compulsory. Water, Lagos State Water Management, and Wastewater Management Office for sewage, and then Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service for fire and safety. So that's why he is there. So maybe if you have information for him, you can answer that question, please.
Well, apart from this submission, the only submission that has been made is there for Minister of Council. Last part submission has not been made. The summary is that whatever comments you have here for the EIA can still influence the design. That's why you don't. I know developers, investors are in the head, but I want them to wait a bit so that if they are coming, the design can be amended.
Okay, sir. What we are saying in essence is that you will still need to submit to them.
Certainly. Fire is key. People even ask for fire.
No, this man will even come after you. I trust you.
We know, but then efforts to check make federal fire service. As well
Sir, okay. If we have your agreement, we can take 5 minutes break and reconvene for the technical session. If the secretariat agrees.
Yes.
Go tell the
No.
Thank you. The chairman has advised and work and the next 5 minutes. That's our body system. We'll come back and continue to the process.
At the end of the presentation, we have comments, questions, with responses from the proponent to some of the questions and commentaries. And then we went for a 5 minutes short break, from which we have just reconvened. So let me welcome all of us back to this technical session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I'm going to get comments from the Ikeja.
Okay, so we are in a technical session, and what this session is about is to enable the panelists to raise some of their observations or questions or comments based on some of the panelists are probably just getting the report. They got the report quite late, but they have promised that they will send written comments to the ministry, who will also harmonize them and forward them to the proponent as required. However, we need to take their comments one after the other. So I would like to call on the representative of the executive chairman of the Ikeja local government for the
good afternoon, and so good afternoon. I want to ask the chairman for this opportunity given to me. My name is Ikeja representing the government. Just like the chairman said, our comment will be sent to the secretariat as soon as possible for this way. But I only want to make this comment for now. And that is the issue of what the hotel management companies have for Ikeja local government citizens, because that is what is paramount to us, apart from environmental issues that NASEPA can actually and fully taken care of, although we have some other things that also make reference to in our comments. I will send to the secretariat. But then I want to ask, because Ikeja is your landlord, Ikeja local government is your landlord. Though during your presentation, all the booklet, everything, there's no reference to, apart from ASEPA law of Lagos State, you might even make reference to ASEPA law or any law in local government. I mean, Lagos State, and now we possibly remember the bylaws of the local government. So nothing of such is mentioned. So, but Ikeja local government is not a small local government. They host the secretariat of Lagos State. So they are the seat of our end user. So it's a corporate local government. So we are forced to be reckoned with. However, like I was saying, that we have Timmy youths in Ikeja local government. Timmy youths, as in youths. Yes, we have Timmy youths in Ikeja local government. We want to know what plan do you have for us in terms of perhaps employing some of these youths. Though some of them will have those although literate who are who also have a lot of graduates amongst them. Then we'll have those are also informal sectors that can also be employed. So the Ikeja local government wants you to please see what you can do. And there's certain percentage for them being the host community. And apart from that, local will also want to know what another thing that you can do for their communities, maybe in terms of provision of potable waters for them, sponsorship of perhaps for students and some whether primary school, even at the primary school level, not necessarily secondary school level, even at the primary school level, provisions of books, uniforms, and some other things that you can do for them, at least that, okay, this is what they benefit from this hotel. Like I said, the other ones that are the centers is not to be able to send to sector. So, however, I want to assure you that from the chairman of the local social chairman of the local government that all areas in Ikeja local is open for business, and they are ready to partner with you whenever you call them. Thank you very much.
I know my colleague from Ikeja must say that in fact we'll be doing justice to the local government if we don't allow them to respect that. Please take note. They want to know what the CSR is not just about compliance with this, compliance with that, this one that I was hearing. We want to hear that you have done maybe 30%, 40% of employment, direct or indirect employment for this will help. That's when they say, Abi, and we are backing you. We are solidly behind you. Now we'll call on the ministry, Lagos Ministry of Environment, for her own comment, Secretariat.
Thank you, sir. The ministry had considered this report, and we have reviewed it using the sectoral guidelines on infrastructure and the national EIA report writing format. So here are our comments. I'll mention a few of them. And it's also important to note that what we are reading here is not to do, in fact, not only to discredit the report, but just to see how we can encourage the subsequent reporting. When you take up that report, the cover page did not tell us the name of the project at all. What we have there is a portfolio strategy limited courtyard by Marriott. Although we can't distinguish between the proponent and the project, is it a courtyard extension project by portfolio strategy limited? So it was not well connected there. Then again, too, under the cover page of the report, we are seeing the information of the consultant that wrote the report. We don't need that. That is it is not consistent with the EIA report writing format. So all information that has to do with the consultant that produced the reports, either in the footer page of the report or the cover page, all the information should be explained. Then let's go to the table of contents. The table of contents, we have viewed it does not also comply with the EIA report writing format. For instance, if you can look at the title of the various chapters, we have chapter 5 I can't really know about it. That chapter 5 should be retitled as associated and potential impacts, and not the way around. Chapter 6 again, we title it as EMP, Environmental Management Plan. It should be retitled as execution measures, so and so on and so forth. Then on page figure 13, we have the list of EIA repairers. We also believe that that list should be reviewed. We are talking about the sewage treatment plants here. We are talking about the construction mission, the infrastructure and engineering work. So we didn't see engineering experts in that list. For instance, we expected that we will have mechanical engineer, civil engineer, because it's basically an engineering project. So we need to review that by proposing those experts. Then again, under the preliminary pages, we can't find anything on the acknowledgement section on that report. Does it mean that any organization or individual did not provide any useful assistance for the ring or writing reports? So we need to capture that. Then, most importantly, let's go to the executive summary of the reports. The executive summary of the reports is just to give an executive person who do not have a lot of time to go through the entire report. So when he goes to that section, he should be able to have an idea about that project and then make an informed decision. But the way it was presented, you need to revise it. For instance, you mentioned about the value of the project, and the chairman mentioned about that. You do even state amount involved. Just say, in fact, it has not been determined. No, it won't allow an active person to take an informed decision on that. Then again, an active person also wants to see the lifespan of that project. So you didn't capture that in the executive session. So let's go to chapter 1 on section 1.4. You made reference of the terms of reference, but you did not tell us whether it was approved by the ministry or not. So we need to do that too. Then I mentioned about the regulatory framework there. Then we noted that a lot of regulatory framework were not captured in that report. Then some that were captured were not important. For example, the Water Resources Act, I don't think it is necessary there. I don't think there are any water bodies. I was part of the team that conducted site investigation to that site. So you don't need that. You need to respond out from the report. Again, you also have a Lagos State Waterfront Infrastructure Development edit. It's not relevant. You don't have, there's no water body within the center of that site. So you need to respond to those things from the report. Then chapter 2, we have talked about the value of the project. You need to have an estimated amount indicated in it. Then chapter 3 of the report, when you are describing in fact the project location, we expected that you use maps of the project area, although there was the use of a satellite image, but it needs to indicate map of Ikeja local government, first map of Nigeria, map of Lagos State, and map of Ikeja local government, and site where that project is located along that road. Then again, I also highlight some of these information that we expect that you find in chapter 3 of the report. No information on the resource requirements about the project. We are talking about water supply, the water requirement, the daily requirement. We are having about 1 and 2 guest rooms there. If you have maybe a minimum of 2 persons, in fact, in 90 rooms, you know the amount of water you are meant to produce. So no information on that, no information on the type of construction material you want to use. Where are you taking these materials to? You know, this is a 9-floor building. We expected that you have in fact details of this construction material. Again, we didn't have a code of construction we are going to employ. There's a code of standards that you are to employ in having these projects implemented. You didn't do that. So on the waste stream, your table 3.3, you highlighted some waste stream, but we expected that you categorize them and list them based on the phase where these waste are going to be generated. You just put them in detail. It doesn't really make any sense. If you are doing construction work, at what point in time are you going to be generating sludge, cement waste, and so on and so forth? So you need to arrange that. Then also in table 3.3, you mentioned about dangerous waste. We don't understand. My experience in here, I have never heard of dangerous waste.
Hazardous waste.
So what you have here is dangerous waste. So I don't want to get into. So again, then let's go to chapter 4. The entire chapter 4 needs, you did a good job. You need to revise it. You need to revise it. For instance, during the site inspection, after conducting the site inspection, we advise that you take 5 air quality samples from 5 sampling stations. Water quality sample is the groundwater about 3, then soil sample about 3. But in the air quality sample, you notice that we have 11 here. So if you are going beyond what
all process to be expected. We are sorry that group of the observed comment on this as soon as possible. So for us in the Lagos Fire Rescue Service, we will be clear across the construction at all periods, but an unsafe act can lead to the worst to happen. So, and once you construction, you must make sure that things are done in the right way. No act of carelessness is allowed on site. Then you must done the PPC and PPE on site. So it's very, very important. You raised a very important topic there, the emergency protection plan. Because for a building as such as this, 90 building, you just have EVP. If anything happens, how do you evacuate the building? So it's very important that a well-detailed plan is put in place to make people, in case of emergency, evacuate from the building. Don't wait happen, but if it happens, so they need to. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your contributions and we look forward to your comments. So I will give it to my colleague who will be speaking on the engineering components. We don't want to talk again.
Good afternoon. The proponent, let me be brief. Most of what I want to say to you, I think I've already said while we were shortly. But let me just bring it up again so that others can learn from it. On the issue of, I expected your reports to tell us details of how you intend to go about the construction of such a magnitude, right from the foundation to finish. Number two, that it should also contain the type of pipes. Once you starting from the very stage, your soil test results. Your soil test results will give us the type of foundation that we intend to, or that should be done. In terms of whether it's going to be piling or just physical reinforcement that we call rafts, mats, or it goes on to the other type of piling that we need to be done in terms of whether it's a loose soil, and so on and so forth, whether it's going to be casting, depending on what the results. So the details of the test results that was done I will encourage you to put it inside that report, because it's something that any single person will quickly look at as okay, and it will lead into where you guys are going. Then you need to kind of tell us the number of pipe, the size of pipe, then your reports should also tell us much about the capacity of your treatment plant. Is the design itself. Then the approval that you seek from wastewater needs to be an evidence in your report. You understand? Once your design is passed, definitely they will give you approval. So the approval alone is enough. Once you see it, it's okay, good. That's past the normal route as expected. If necessary, if it's not too bulky for you, I will advise you to put at the back of the report all the approvals that you have in the state. Makes the job easier. You understand? So at any point in time that anybody comes around as a regulatory body, once you just bring it out, you will look for it out there. It will not be need for disturbing your problem by construction. So I think that's let me stop there. So anything on that thing I will have to proceed.
Okay, I'm sure those are the comments that you've heard, but as practice, you will have harmonized hard copy of those comments. Basically meant to improve, not that the report is not good, but to make the report, the final report, what it should be, where you and I can be proud of being part of that process. So those are comments based on the report. But I want to make a few comments, not really based on the report, but based on your proposed activities. Please put it on note that Ikeja GRA is an elite community. And over time we have received several petitions from that GRA association. Most of those elite communities will not take what those of us living in Ikoju and Ayeto and Ikeja. Probably Ikeja will take very K2 of the we take. Let me give you an example. We have a project of 10 floors hotel going just going on at Bagada Estate, Bagada Estate, and of course they stopped it. Bagada Estate not stopped it. That's an situation where you have retired justices living there. The man stopped it and said, and they wrote petition to the ministry. Why? What happened was that the guy did not even approach us for AIA. He started piling work, and while he was piling, water took over the street. That was when they now asked, "What are you trying to do here?" And they said, 10th floor hotel. They said, lying 10th floor hotel in a residential area. It won't happen. It became a battery. Unknown to them, the land use of that area has been changed to mixed. So the saving grace for the guy was that there is a concession that that land use cannot be mixed. That's one. So they brought them to the ministry, themselves to the ministry. So we step in and say you stop the work until you have an EIA approval. So we got them involved in the EIA, but while the guy signed an agreement with them, because somebody is saying, somebody who is the next neighbor to you saying, so you mean you'll be looking into my bedroom from up there. So those were issues. And so that is the kind of environment. I know that Axis is more of commercial, but they are still also writing petitions. So in your construction work, you must have this at the back of your mind. That those who are in that GRA are also men of timber and caliber, not to pepe and mahogany. So they can also pull some strings. That was why we were deliberately bringing them here, but they didn't come, as you can see. So the construction activities should be within, number one, permitted time of construction work. We have shut down sites for construction works at night and also on Sundays. Please do not work on Sundays. We have shut down sites for that. If you must work on Saturday, let the work end in good time. Because people want to rest. Though you are in a very commercial, highly commercial environment, you may not have the same experience like the ones we are talking about. But we can come to shut you down if we see violation, even though we give you approval. So work within the allowed last part and last car regulations for your construction time and period, and then there will be no issues. Am I communicating? Yes. So that you don't see me there and say, okay, should we came for? Maybe you will see for panel review. That time it will be the same talk. So let's do what is allowed by the law. If you must receive materials in the night, have a discussion with them that you are likely going to be receiving materials at night. They know that you are only receiving materials, not that you are constructing. It's important so that we'll have a seamless development process in the state. On this note, I want to say thank you for submitting your project to the EIA process, and we wish you the very best of luck. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is going to be the vote of thanks and remarks. Vote of thanks is going to be by
No, the vote of thanks will be delivered at 6 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Finance Chairman, sir, permit me to stand with the already established on the protocol. On these notes, I would like to thank the Honorable Commissioner for taking out time, to raise this.
Your services are no longer needed. So as you step out, they should give you a lunch pack as you go. Thank you very much for coming. This is now strictly our home affairs.
Okay. For Minister of Environment, he actually said home affairs.
Look forward to seeing you again. Enjoy the rest of your day.